closing the bars early. Once upon a midnight dreary, beside bar girls both sad and weary, I made a wish that the Puritan few would realize the harm they do. From somewhere near the exit door, a low voice murmured, "Nevermore." I'll be talking to American novelist, mystery writer and playwright, Dean Barrett. Let's go meet Dean. Welcome, Dean. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Dean, what brought you to Bangkok?
American military sent me in 1966. They sent me out, trained me as a Chinese linguist, and then in their wisdom after doing that, spending taxpayer dollars, they put me on a plane, sent me to Bangkok.
Which is a home for you now.
It's home for me, for sure.
Tell me about Skytrain to Murder.
Skytrain to Murder is a detective novel set here in Bangkok. The sequel is Permanent Damage. The detective lives above the Texas Lone Star Saloon in Washington Square, which has been torn down.
That's right, it's all gone now, isn't it?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That place has special significance, I think, for a lot of Bangkok.
Very special place for a lot of Bangkok people, yes.
And new books that you're working on now?
I just finished Pop Darrell's Last Case, which is set in New York City with a New York detective, but has a beautiful Chinese woman, and the god of war, the Chinese god of war, Guan Gong, is coming to life in New York City. So everything I write really involves Asia one way or another, except the plays, theater when I was in New York, but the books are all Asia.
Dean, as a military man, how has that influenced you in your writing and research?
Well, my first novel, Memoirs of a Bangkok Warrior, is set in Thailand in the 60s. But I've been military man in Thailand. I've been a teacher, I've been a writer, a traveler, a photographer. I published and edited Sawadi magazine for Thai International. So there are no experts on Thailand, but I've seen Thailand through many eyes, you know. And I just feel I have a pretty good grasp when I write a novel on Thailand that I won't make a fool out of myself.
No, and it gives you a pretty good insight to people, places, and characters.
Sure.
There's a lot of characters have ended up in these books.
Oh yeah.
So would you say there's quite a bit of truth and fiction, the percentage mixed in these books?
Oh, absolutely, sure, of course. Yeah, Washington Square, the bars,
Tell me about Hangman's Point.
Hangman's Point is set in Hong Kong in 1857, Hong Kong and China, during a really interesting period of Chinese history. The British were there, the Chinese were there, and I love history, especially Chinese history. So I spent many years going around the world researching this in libraries, missionary societies, museums, everywhere. I just loved doing it, and then it came out, and now the sequel is up on Thieves' Hamlet is finished, and it's up, but that's only on Amazon Kindle.
How long did it take you to finish it, write
to
it,
research
put it out?
and write took more than a decade. It was the first one, and the interesting thing now, when I did Thieves' Hamlet with Google, now there's Google. I didn't really have to go anywhere. I didn't want to. They've got incredibly old books. I thought they'd only have the covers. They've actually got the whole book on there, so it's great for research now.
It's amazing how far they go back. To find
absolutely.
even maps and places that you wouldn't believe existed. Back then. Dean, are you a day or a night writer?
I usually write during the day, and if I'm on a hot streak, I go into the night. Sure.
Go through. If you're not out researching, that is.
Out researching somewhere.
Who do you like to read?
I read a lot of the Chinese novelists, Yu Hua. They make movies from them. They're brilliant writers. But I also read a lot of fiction, noir, detective. A lot of good writers in Thailand. Christopher Moore is great. I mean, a lot of fine writers there.
Yes,
Timothy Hallinan is great.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're really good.
How does it feel to be a refugee of Washington Square?
A refugee of Washington Square is exactly what I am, but there's a lot of us out there. Once the square closed, I mean, it's very difficult. Because the square was for veterans and all, you know, guys my age who went through wars or whatever. It wasn't, go-go dancing or anything. This was middle-aged women and older guys, and we got along great with each other. And sometimes if somebody was drunk, the girls would put them in a taxi, go with them, make sure they got home all right. It was that kind of atmosphere.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie. You just don't have that in an ordinary bar,
No.
Of course, we were all locals, and everybody knew everybody for years and stuff.
So there's a lot of good relationships there over the years.
Yeah.
Silver Dollar, Lone Star was there.
Silver Dollar, Texas Lone Star.
I heard there was some rules to the bar.
Oh, rules to the bar. Let me think. You didn't call. If you called Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, you'd get thrown out. That's
Yep.
one thing. If you didn't like cowboy western, you better keep it to yourself. Western music.
Music. Oh yeah.
And if you ever mistreated a girl, George, the owner, would. It's okay for him to yell at them because they knew he loved, really loved it. But you did it, and you'd be thrown out. Yeah.
Good rules to abide by. Dean, over the last 20 years, Bangkok has developed a lot. Do you think Bangkok's lost some of its charm?
Some of the charm is gone. There's no question about that. When I first arrived in March of '66, as I always tell Thais, I ask them, what is the tallest structure? And they guess, and then finally I say, me. I was the tallest structure. It's a beautiful flat city. Okay, that's changed. Now there's shopping, condo. But I can't say it's for better or worse because you'd have to specify, do you mean for the Thai lower class? Is it better for the middle class? Is it better for the upper class? Better for tourism, So you can't say good or bad, it's just developed. But
And
it's lost a lot of the older charm that was here.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's kind of an evolution.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's still worth being here.
Yeah. Not that you ever will, but if you did ever leave Thailand, what would be the thing you missed the most?
Leave Thailand? Oh my God, you said, oh no.
I don't think it'll ever happen, but if
Yeah.
in the event that aliens came to Earth and whisked you away somewhere, or
Oh yeah, no, the Thai sense of humor, my belai, it doesn't matter, especially the humor of the Thais and just the lack of rules or the lack of anybody paying attention to rules. You don't get that. It's you go back to what I would call a normal society, and you don't see motorcycle taxis up on the sidewalk. If you do that here, nobody cares. Nobody says a word.
Yeah.
You try that in the West, and people be screaming at you. It's just a place to live and to relax, and the Thai people are fun.
street food, sitting on the street at 1, 2 a.m. in the morning,
Yes.
having fantastic food. It doesn't happen
Yeah.
in a lot of other countries.
Yeah,
does it?
I lived in New York's East Village for 14 years. I lived there, and you could just go out at night at midnight for a pizza, right? And you do the same kind of thing here.
Yeah, which is great. What about advice for new up-and-coming writers that want to get into the business, want to release a book, get published, etc.?
New writers. Oh, okay. Write. Never stop writing, and read everything, and be sure to marry a powerful literary agent.
Good advice.
With that, you're set. If you don't have the agent, you've got problems.
Dean Barrett. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.